Hello, I'm here to show off a little ukulele I've got for sale here. It's a ubiquitous ukulele. You see a lot of them. You used to see a lot more. It's a Mahalo, which is quite a common make, and again it was a very common make at the beginning of this current ukulele boom, because they were one of the first companies that started making these multicoloured ukuleles, which kids loved, of course, and some grown-ups. I don't mind them myself. I bought them for all my children and grandchildren, and this was the commonest of the lot, although this was a bit more subtle in colour. As you see, it's sort of a natural mahogany brown, but it's not mahogany. I'll tell you more about that in a minute. And these were for people who were taking the job a little bit more seriously, and they came in a beautiful hardshell case made by a company called C.N.B. And the cases nowadays would probably cost about 35 quid, but in those days you could get them with a ukulele in for far less. I won't tell you just at the moment because it might just shock you to your core. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about the colouring that I spoke about and what's different about these. It's you look at it and you think, oh yes, it looks like mahogany, and then you look a bit closer and you can't see any grain, and then you look inside and you say, oh, it's quite white in there, isn't it? And the reason is because it is made of something that the Americans call basswood, which is a sort of coverall term for woods like lime and linden, which are hardwoods but have virtually no grain characteristics, so they can use them in places where they want something really plain Jane, want to put a colour over it, or want to back up some other wood with it. So they're fairly robust for making things like, well, they're laminated, they're robust for making things like ukuleles, and they're not a bad tone wood. And the main thing where I think Mahalo, depending on which university you went to, one of the things where they really struck it right against a lot of other Chinese people making ukuleles is they copied a good ukulele. In other words, they went to the fountainhead and they copied a Martin style or ukulele, which if you find one of those you'll see it's exactly the same shape and the same specs, proportions and everything. So they used a relatively cheap wood, but they used a very good design, and they came up with a good workmanlike ukulele. These early Mahalos had so-called non-slip pegs, which can be a bit of a pain till you get them adjusted, but when you get them adjusted just right, they go by the name of non-slip pegs, which is a bit of a misnomer because the trick is to adjust them so they will move when you want to tune them, but will actually stay still when you want them to stay in tune. So anybody who finds this too stressful could actually change it from there are lots of modern machine type tuners on the market which are a lot more solid for tuning accurately. Anyway, this one has got just ordinary nylon monofilament strings. If you wanted to sound a bit meatier, you could spend a few quid more and get some Aquila strings if you wanted to. The main reason why I think this is a saleable item is that although it's quite old, I would say it's probably at least 20-year-old, it's hardly got a mark on it. There's a couple of little dings on that waist there, which you can see if you just get the light right, and there's one or two infinitesimal little marks on the back, which I think you probably need a microscope to find. So it's an absolutely wonderful nick for its age, And in the cases as well, it's I might also mention that I have several spare cases should anyone want to just buy just a case. But anyway, there it is. I'm putting this up for sale on eBay, and with its case, and I'll just play you something else, one of my other little favourite ditties to show off a ukulele, and hope that inspires you to put a bid on it. It's called Ukulele Lady. I love to linger in the moonlight on Honolulu Bay. Memories come to me by moonlight, though I'm far away. And all the beaches are full of peaches who bring their ukes along. And in the glimmer of the moonlight they love to sing this song. If you like a ukulele lady like a you. If you like to linger where it's shady, ukulele lady linger too. If you kiss a ukulele lady and you promise ever to be true, and she sees another ukulele lady fool around with you, maybe she'll sigh an awful lot, maybe she'll cry, but maybe not. Maybe she'll find somebody else by and by to sing to when it's cool and shady, where the tricky wicky wackies woo. If you like a ukulele lady like a you. If you like a ukulele lady like a you. If you like to linger where it's shady, ukulele lady linger too. Ukulele lady like a you. Thanks for watching. Bye now.